Yo, 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 how is everybody? How are my boys? How are my girls? How are my friends and family? Hope you guys are doing all right. Welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of What the Hell is Bitcoin Doing? Where the hell is this thing going? Basically, right now we are still continuing on what has been happening yesterday, and of course, there has been a little bit of progression. There are things that we can start using, more things that we can wait behind this entire. It's becoming cumbersome. People are getting bored. Not a lot of people are looking at cryptocurrencies because a lot of people think it's dead. More people think it's not gonna move like forever, and then all of a sudden, big move, and either you will have missed it or you will have taken the wrong decision, or it's cryptocurrency. Well, just sit back, relax, let's roll the intro, and I'll see you guys. Well. Before we continue, please remember to hit the like button. I know it's a lot to ask from me, but I don't think it's such a big deal because I don't get paid. I don't get any other kind of satisfaction other than to just satisfy your needs and curiosities. And if I don't get this little appreciation, it just feels a little sour. So yeah, please consider it very. So let's dive into the meat and potatoes, the meat sack of the potato. So what is happening? What is happening? Let's have a look. So we did our stream somewhere here yesterday, like I said, rejecting this lower area. Really, really nice. But on the way up, hey Jolene, how are you doing? Welcome to the stream, and thank you for watching. Hope you're doing all right. So, like I was saying yesterday, I said that rejecting the this box here, the upper half of the box, would be a good thing, especially if we look at the 3 hour chart. Not having a candle close below in the lower half of this box would have been a really good thing. In my opinion. So now, what is happening? What is happening now? We are seeing a little bit of recovery, and let me delete this box over here because we don't need that stinking box. No, we do not need it anymore. What we need is the price to break this area over here, this green line. Maybe I need to give it a little bit of a different color because want to make it super obvious that this is the one that needs to get broken. Uh, it How visible is it? Maybe I'm gonna make it red. Yeah. All right. Cool. There we go. Red is good. Now, this is one thing. This is one thing. If the price is going to keep building up and ultimately breaking this area, we're good. This is continuation, and we are sitting pretty. But on the other hand, what could be a negative signal in this whole construction? Well, let me tell you. Let me tell you. Potentially, this over here could be a bearish divergence. Okay, of course, I said it before and I will say it again. Bearish divergence at the bottom is not really a strong signal. Just saying it. Okay, remember this. Same thing, like a bullish divergence at the top of a range doesn't put as much weight as a bearish divergence at the top of a range. When are we at the top of a range? Well, you know, you tell me. Does this look like the top of a range? Right? No, it does not. It does not. So potentially, I would be putting much more favor in the possibility of this bullish divergence, this buildup of 3 bullish divergences in a row to play out, and the confirmation will be the breaking of $37,000. Hey, Jolene, thank you. Thank you for saying you love it. Well, yeah, I love it too. I love it too. It's looking really promising that for the moment, this area here is looking like the bottom of the formation. I did not say that this is the continuation of the bull run. Continuation of the bull run, this will happen when we have a new all-time high, or at least, at the very least, if we break $60,000 and then come down, make a higher low, and then break the prior high again. You know, like really building up the structure of uptrend. This is where I would be comfortable to say that, okay, the trend has flipped around. But for now, this looks like a bottom, and I think at the very least, like I've been saying before, and I will say it again, I would be looking, number one, my target at more or less $50,000, 47 till $50,000. Then the second high target, the ultimate target, I don't even know if we are going to reach there. This would be somewhere at about $55,000, maybe a little bit higher, maybe a little bit lower. But these would be my 2 targets that I would be eyeballing so far. Not saying that you need to jump into a position right now, because the breaking of $37,000, the red line over here, this would just be your confirmation signal. Okay? This would just be your confirmation signal. Price is going to come down, and on the way down, this is where I would start looking for entering long positions. Why? Because I don't like to be a taker on the market. I prefer to be a maker, number one. And thank you for the compliment, Jolene. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very, very much. Like I was saying, I prefer to be a maker, especially on Bybit, because you get paid to make, to open positions in the order book. You have to pay a taker fee when you're just taking the position, when you just do like, you know, the market buys. This is where you're a takers. You know, if you know small things matter, then you know, you should consider this. And it is perfectly possible if you have a good plan, and you know what to expect, and you're ready to catch the drop, because it is one that you should be catching. Then you know you can make money on multiple levels. So remember that, especially if you want to use a little bit of leverage and stuff, entering and exiting positions. It costs money if you're a taker. So you know, yeah, think about it. Cool. So right now, I would be expecting this thing to come up, then come down for a little bit of a retest of the lows, and this would be my my entry position. My stop loss would be set over here at 33,500, more or less, because this local low is guarding the structure. And then further, I wouldn't worry too much. Okay, so this is for the upside. This is for the uptrend. If, of course, this thing is going to go up, right? And remember, we're not future tellers. We're not fortune tellers. We have to think about also what will it look like if the price actually starts dropping. So we're just going to take the drawing pen again, and what will it look like if the price starts to drop? At the same time, we're going to see the RSI over here dropping. What we don't want to see is this low over here being broken by the RSI, and also this low over here being broken by the price. Okay, so these two things need to hold. We can't have a lower low being formed in such a formation because this is doom, all hell breaks loose, and we're going further down. This was not a recovery, everybody was wrong, and you lost your money if you longed. So let's measure this off. Let's have a look at what the RSI says over here. And the RSI is this blue curve over here. This is it's this thing. This is the RSI. The RSI. And let's have a look. The low point over here is sitting at 32.6, and we can read this over here. Over here, there's this number. When I put the marker on the right area, the 32.6. Super. Thank you, Jolene. Thank you so much. So 32.6, we open the menu of the reverse calculator, and then we fill out the required 32.6 on the RSI. This thing tells us that at 33,407, we are hitting the 32.6 on the RSI. And guess what? This is exactly this area over here. So basically nothing particular, making a lower low, and it's game over. Basically, that's it. So we're gonna remove this because we don't need this stinking stuff anymore. And that's more or less it, guys. This is more or less it. So very tight and narrow range. It's gonna happen. It will happen. Today is Sunday. Tomorrow, all the traditional markets open. And this is also the end of the week. So let's zoom out a little bit. Let's go to the 10-hour chart first of all. 10-hour chart is same thing. It's looking constructive. It looks like many potential bullish divergences, but for the 10-hour chart, the local high to be broken will be this one over here. Okay, so still quite some ways to go. That doesn't mean that breaking the $37,000 first, we could not be expecting at least a little bit of a retouch of a low, using this volume node maybe to find some support, and then ultimately be on the merry way. Remember that the one needs to break before the other breaks. Okay, so what I mean is, if the price goes up and it comes down, it's perfectly okay as long as this one doesn't break. Okay, so what I mean is that the price could start coming down until here before it goes way over here. As long as this one is not broken and this one is broken first, we do have a positive signal, right? Okay, so you know, sometimes it's a little bit confusing, and sometimes you would be eager to jump on the train a little bit earlier than you should. And this is where you have these very nervous trades, those trades that are completely nerve-wracking. You can't sleep all the time. You're watching your phone, you're watching the charts and stuff. You know, you don't want this in your life. This is like a bad relationship. Take your time. Get to know each other, right? Find each other's rhythm. All right, so this is for the short and medium term. Now let's look at the daily chart. Now the daily chart, same thing. This looks like a potential bullish divergence, but it's not going to be confirmed until the 40,000 mark is broken. So 40,000 mark for the longer term is the target area that needs to break before we can start calling this the bottom of a tiny little correction. Tiny little correction, like a 50% drop. You know. Now finally, the weekly, yeah, beautiful, quite some red dildos been thrown in our faces. Some support coming right above the 55 EMA, which is good as long as it's holding. This thing could still be constructive and still could be building up. I can't even believe my ears that I'm saying this. We are seeing some potential bullish divergencies, but for the weekly, the bad news is that nothing of a continuation is going to be confirmed until we break 58,500, closing above 58,500, and this thing is good. We are going to see some massive bulls kick in, but you know, what the hell does this help us? Because that's almost like 100% gains before we can say that this thing is going. So you know, this is why long term I'm not really worried or concerned about this entire thing. I'm just going to use the 58,500 as my stop loss for my shorts. If by any chance I try to enter a short somewhere at the 55 or 56,000 area, then 58,500 would be my stop loss area. Maybe a little bit higher, and you know, then use 58,500 as the closing of the candle. This could be the thresholds for me. But yeah, this is how I would be using this. Right now, not a downtrend confirmed just yet, because yeah, imagine price goes up and we make a higher high, then we have our low, our high, our higher low, and our higher high. So this is an uptrend. Now, we don't have a downtrend or an uptrend until we have a few consecutive points that we can match up. We need our high, our low, lower high, or lower low, another lower high, and another lower low, and this will be your long-term trend confirmation. Okay, so enough chit chat. Let's wrap this thing up. Let's have a look at the Bitcoin dominance, because yeah, wow, yeah. I said it wasn't looking good yesterday, but yeah, today it's really, oh no, wait, hold on, hold up, Dre. No, this is what we were looking at. I'm so right. Let's have a look. This looks like a continuation of what? Continuation of an uptrend. So yeah, Bitcoin dominance, it could start trending up again, but using the RSI in conjunction with the dominance, remember that it's still very experimental, and from what I've seen, it just moves really slow. Okay, so these are not the signals that you need to be jumping on, because as soon as you've seen it, you know, you need to get it or you're gonna miss it. Well, no, you know, these are not those signals. You know, you have a lot of time to wait for confirmations, a few more confirmations, build up your, you know, confidence, like get into a little position, just let it sit, and you know, another confirmation. Well, let's add a little bit more on the position and just slowly. I think this is the better way to do it. Cool. Now, finally, let's move over to the dollar, the Dixie dollar index. The Dixie index. Well, nothing has changed so far. Still, the yellow line, 90. Let's just set it at 90 sharp. You know, let's all that dilly-dally stuff. 90 sharp. Oh no, that's too low. Enough. Needs to be somewhere over here. So yeah, 90.1. Something like this. You know, the yellow line needs to get broken, closed above, and then could have some confirmation of these bear bullish divergences. Yeah. Right, but yeah, it's looking constructive, and it looks perfectly positive. And then finally, the traditional markets. are not looking good. Still the same thing. This orange line over here, this is the one that needs to get broken. Then the green line, let me zoom in a little bit, so see it a little bit better. Yeah, green line, then yellow line, the orange line, a little fatter. There you go, Patty. And then finally the green line. So yeah, breaking the orange line because there is no support whatsoever over here on the but I think we are immediately going to drop to the green line. I think this is the one that needs to be holding. If it doesn't hold, then of course it will fold, and then we are going to see more continuation to one side, potentially down to next level at 3920, something like this. So yeah, let's wrap these things up. Let's line these things up. Traditional markets looks a little bit exhausted. Dollar looks like it shows a little bit more strength, confidence building up. So these two could have their inverse correlation being hard at work. And finally, Bitcoin. What's to do with Bitcoin? Is Bitcoin going to follow the trend of the dollar, or is it going to be as inverse correlated as the traditional markets? Well, yeah, let's see what happens. You guys have some ranges that you can keep your eyes on. Use them as strategic signals to prepare yourself to take the dip or to get the high, or to short the high end, depending on what your flavor of the day will be. And then I wish you a very pleasant day, very pleasant rest of everything. And Jolene, I will see you in quite a little bit. Um, Thank you very much for watching. Remember, tomorrow, same chart, same channel. It's going to be a new week. So, yeah, let's see how this goes. Thank you very much. See you guys.